Good afternoon, everyone. We have infielder Rio Ruiz here who joined the team yesterday. If you have questions for Rio today, go ahead and raise your hands and we will jump in. Danielle.
Yeah, hi Rio. How was your first game last night? A pretty exciting one for your first one in a Rockies uniform.
Yeah, definitely. It was nice to see the guys add on early, and I was glad to be a part of it towards the end and finish it off.
When we talked yesterday, you mentioned how maybe earlier in your career you kind of overwork yourself, overthink yourself. Curious when you were at Albuquerque if you changed your routine at all, if you cut back maybe on doing extra stuff, what changes you made to help you get to this point?
I'd say the biggest adjustment I made was cutting back on swings. I do my regular routine as often as I felt necessary. But the biggest thing for me was just getting my body to feeling good. So there are a couple of different stretches that I do, and I've started running a little bit more, and that's really the basis of my routine, is just kind of really taking care of my body.
By running, just to make sure, like around the outfield, or like running out on the streets?
On the outfield, yeah. I'm not waking up early to go and get a run in or anything like that. No, it's mainly right when I get to the field. I get out to the field, I get on the line, stretch and run, and go hit if I need to, get some extra swings in, and lift if I need to lift. And then other than that, I just go to BP and then get ready for the game.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thomas.
Yes, Rio. The way the modern game is going, guys play a whole lot of different positions, and sometimes guys that haven't got traction, they end up on the right team, they get the right amount of playing time, and everything kind of takes off. When the Rockies claimed you, did you kind of look at the roster thinking, hey, they could use the left-handed bat, they could use a couple of things? I mean, did it feel like, that maybe it was a good fit for you?
I didn't really look at the roster or kind of really know what was going on. The thing I was most excited for was heading back out west. I enjoyed my time in the East Coast with Baltimore, but when I realized and had heard that it was going to be Colorado that I was going to next, and the affiliates were more towards the West Coast, that's what I was most excited for sure.
What do you think is your best position right now?
I've gotten a lot more games at second and third. Between the two, I'm natural third baseman, so I'd have to go with that.
Okay, and Buddy had mentioned yesterday that you've played some first down at Albuquerque and you can play some outfield. When did those work their way into your kind of repertoire of things you can do?
I first started doing it in 2018 when I was with Atlanta. Started mixing that in left and right field as well. So it's something that isn't all too new to me. It's just kind of I have to get used to it again and get more reps in there. And it's been a couple years since I've done it. So getting back to left and first base in Albuquerque was definitely got me ready to do it up here.
What were some of the things they said to you when you came into the organization?
There wasn't much said directly to me. Just knowing that I was coming to a National League team, that being versatile was obviously a big key, being in the National League, and I am versatile. I play multiple positions, so that was definitely a good feeling to come back to a National League team to where I could be used in multiple spots.
Last one for me. When you're able to come in first game, granted it's a blowout, but first game you come in and get a hit on your first at bat, I mean, does it feel like, hey, I made a good impression on these folks?
Oh, definitely. I was excited to get in the box, in the big league box again, and have those butterflies going was definitely a really good feeling. And once I let that let it eat the first swing, I was kind of settled in and ready to go from then on.
Oh, before I go, let me ask you one more thing. At times, we've seen you in your career hit some home runs, have some power, hit some big home runs. Have you had to learn to kind of control the swing a bit, especially given the roles that you've been playing in your career?
100%. I know I can put the ball in the seats. That isn't a question. The ball tends to travel when I don't try to put it in the seats. If you can understand that, when I just try to hit a hard line drive somewhere and take my singles, that's when the ball just tends to carry. As goes for anybody, and so that I'm no different in that respect, and I'm just going to try to continue to just take my singles, and if the ball happens to go over the fence, then so be it.
But how hard is that? Because everybody says that, but a lot of times, you get into the game and you kind of let your swing eat, or you kind of think about denting a seat out there.
Right. Yeah. No, it really is hard. You kind of got to learn to control it, and that just comes with time and experience. And I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and I'm going to continue to do so. And the longer I play.
So you're from Covina?
Yep, Covina, 30 minutes away from here. I grew up an Angels fan.
All right, that was my next question. Because if you had said Dodgers, I checked. You haven't played at Dodger Stadium yet, right?
No, the only time I did was in high school. I've yet to play a big league game there.
So who were your Angels guys growing up?
Darren Erstad was my favorite player. And that whole 2002 World Series team. Obviously, Bud was part of it as well. So it was definitely a conversation that was struck up when we first met.
We'll finish it up with Tracy. Go ahead, Tracy.
Just kind of a looking back. Obviously, you have ambitions and you want to play a lot in the big leagues. It's been kind of spotty off and on. Do you ever look back and say, I wonder if I should have gone to USC?
No, I don't, because something that's kind of resonated with me is I saw a quote not too long ago, is you're exactly where you need to be as far as your life goes. There's always questions you're always going to have. But as long as you don't have regrets, then I think you can live with your life and continue to move forward, continue to learn from the experiences that you go through, and just grow from all the things that all the tough times. The tough times are going to come, but as long as you just keep moving forward, brush them off, and keep going, I think you're going to be okay.
The other thing is you get a waiver claim by the Orioles and you wind up getting probably as much opportunity as you've had. So I would assume when the Rockies claim you on a waiver claim, you're looking at that thinking, well, this is another opportunity that I'm going to get to play more.
Absolutely. It was just another opportunity to show that I can play up here. I know I can. That isn't a question. But it's just another opportunity to continue to get better and grow as a ball player and stick around.
I guess the other thing is it's always nice to know somebody else wants you, right?
100%. Yeah, it was. I was definitely thankful for the opportunity to come here and be wanted in this organization, and I look forward to making the most of it.